This is Morten from Inkish, still reporting here from IST-UV Days 2025 in Nürnberg in Germany. And I must admit that I'm freaking embarrassed right now because I'm talking to Lars from, tell me your company name again.
Kocher Beck.
That is true. Good to see you. And you say that I have been in your company maybe 6-7 years ago, and I can't remember that. How embarrassing is that?
Too many interviews on your side, so yeah.
But embarrassing still, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
But here comes another invite. So next time you're in the area, you're more than welcome.
I would love to, because I mean, you just said to me that you were working in the tooling side of the industry.
Right.
And I can't help thinking about, of course, you see more and more companies, either they have less need for toolings because they have, like, for example, laser die cutting on the label side or other types of things like that. But you're specialized simply in this segment. Tell me a little bit about your business.
Yeah. So we produce tooling since 6 years. So we have an anniversary coming up this year. So we come from the solid rotary die side. We took over the flexible die technology from America in the late 70s. We implemented the gap standard 0.48 millimeters in Europe. And then we switched over from solids to flexible dies to magnetic cylinders. And by today, we have 6 production sites, headquarters close to Stuttgart. We mainly concentrate on flexible dies for the label and packaging industry. But with those products and application, there's also a huge need for cylinders, die cutting units. And in the meanwhile, since the last 10 years, we have a huge demand on solid rotary dies, also for medical applications or foams or anything which is thicker, which cannot be cut by a flexible die.
Sounds like you're busy, right?
We are busy.
Yeah. And is it like a segment in the industry where you can see a lot of potential in the future still, or?
To be honest, the graphic art industry is a little slow at the moment. It's this uncertainty. People are not going for a risk, they're not investing into new presses and new equipment. So the OEM business is a little slow, but still it doesn't matter to us if a label converter prints 10 million labels or 100 million labels, he is still needing one flexible die or a tooling.
So what you do is basically you supply converters and printing companies with the tools that they need to finish their products, basically, right? Is that across Europe or across Germany, or how far do you go?
Globally. So it's from Chile till Australia. There is a little weak point in China and Southeast Asia. We have distributors there, but it's a huge market, lots of competition, different quality demands.
And why is it, let's say that you are in China or in Chile, why is it you choose to work with a German supplier?
The quality.
The quality. So you are specialized in a level where the local suppliers cannot match what you offer, basically.
Right. Yeah. So our claim is quality built, service driven. So we claim to have the best tooling in the industry. And so we have other competitors going for a standard. We say we do everything standard, but also high quality tool.
But I guess that when I talk to commercial printers and they ask me where I think the things go for them, right? Yeah. I say that if you want to go commodity way, you need to do volume and low prices. If you stay in the same lane as you've always done, you're in a risky business. But if you're a niche player where you can have higher prices, more exclusive products, then you basically have a niche that is just a matter of how wide you can market yourself. So to me, it sounds a little bit like that with the tooling that you do, you focus on, let's say, higher quality, more complex tooling, but maybe also at a higher price in order to...
In addition, Martin, to be honest. Yeah. So we do high volume.
Oh, so you do both, basically?
Yeah, we have to. So, and also it's nice for us to be close to the customers. So with those 6 facilities, we are close to the customer, we speak the same language, easy to reach, and also brings a high level of secureness. In case any facility would be down, there's another one, a mirrored production facility.
So the 6 facilities are not in Germany, all of them?
No.
Oh, okay, so you have a global reach by basically having these 6 locations in the different countries. And is that in China and in Peru or Chile, or which countries are you located in?
It's England, Russia, Spain, America, and Poland. Okay. And the headquarters in Germany.
And how, you mentioned Russia, how is that in these days?
Isolated.
Isolated. It must be difficult as an owner Because I mean, I guess you can see it from both sides. There's a need for tooling, there's a need for print, and then on the other side, supporting the Ukrainian war is also a little bit difficult. So I guess it's a little diverse situation for you to be in, right?
Yeah, it's a strange situation, really weird. And it feels strange as our colleagues, it feels like a family, the industry itself, but also the colleagues working at KMB. And where all of the Western companies pulled out in the last 2 years, now the Chinese companies moved in.
Yeah, because I mean they don't
Yeah,
care,
so
right?
there are more than 200 tooling suppliers from China who are now fighting for the business in Russia. The Russian economy is still growing, but we cannot supply. We can just talk to each other.
So you cannot supply in Russia from your Russian affiliates. You simply can't do that, or
Usually, in the past, we did supply special milling tools or steel from Germany to Russia, and with the embargo, it has stopped. So by today, they are also using different materials for their production. But there are so many Chinese suppliers, and the whole supply chain is Chinese in the main one.
And now America, it seems that you're placing all your businesses where the problems are, right?
Yeah. We like diversity.
That's the diversity.
Yeah, it brings certain risks, local risks, but it brings also opportunities and chances.
And as an owner of a company like this, and you seem very positive towards the future as well, is it a very competitive market that you operate in, or? I mean, on the commodity products, I understand there's a big competition, but when you look at the more luxury and the more difficult kind of products, how is the competition on that?
On the flexible dies, it is really very much competitive. On the hard tooling, which is magnetic and print tooling, also. Talking about OEM business, it's a lot less competitive, as we have a huge design department, almost 20 people. And outside of graphic art, if you touch medical, pharmaceutical, prime stuff, then it's a lot less competitive, and the solution is more important than the price.
Yeah, because I mean, here it is. I mean, when you look at the markups on medication, for example, that's not the question. It's about the delivery times, being precise, making sure that everything is according to law. Right?
A secure production process. No defaults, no non-compliance. So other USPs are more important to this customer base.
Fantastic. And you're here at IST-UV Days. Why?
We are exhibiting. We are partner of the Print City Alliance, so member.
I thought it was a German alliance only.
No, we're pretty much open. And it's good for networking, good with people. And it's nearby, and it's within the neighborhood.
And I see your beer is waiting for you over there, right? So
yes,
that
it
is, of course, also a very good argument, right?
Yes, it is, Morten.
Lars, good to see you.
Good talking to you.
Likewise.
Have a good day.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.